So guys, the first question, which one of the following is not an amphoteric substance? Option A, HNO3, HCO3 minus H2O, NH3. So please ping me the answer in Zoom chat. Whichever you feel like. For the first question. What is the answer for the first one? So it's a very easy question. First one, the option is HNO3. Okay, because that is the only strong acid. HNO3 is the only strong acid. First one, option A, because HNO3 is the only strong acid. Which means it's not an amphoteric substance. Not an amphoteric substance. Strong acid in the sense proton donating. So first one, option A is the answer. Second one, when 50 centimeter cube of 0.2 NH2SO4 is mixed with 50 centimeter cube of 1 NKOH, the heat liberated is. So please try this thing and send me the answer in WhatsApp for the question number 2. Try the question number 2 and send me the answer in WhatsApp. So I think by the time everyone will come, so you can try the question number 2. Is there anyone who does not know how to do this? Let me know that also. The question number 2. Is there anyone who does not know how to do it? Please message me that. Okay, fine. So I'll do the question number 2. I think everyone has come now. So guys, the only thing is that H2SO4, okay, is 1/5 of KOH in the question. That is 0.2 N and that is 1. 0.2 N H2SO4 and 1 N KOH. Okay, very easy question to do. The number of gram equivalent of H2SO4 is what is given 0.2 into 50 centimeter cube. So 50 by 1000. So cut these two things. So you'll get 1 into 10 power minus 2. The first one. Second one, similarly, the number of gram equivalents of KOH. Number of gram equivalents of KOH. Instead of 0.2, it is 1 N. So 1 into 50 centimeter cube. So 50 by 1000. So obviously we know what is 50 by 1000. 5 into 10 power minus 2. But the only thing we should know in this kind of process is that we know that WKT, we know that 57.3 kilojoules heat is evolved when 1 gram equivalent of strong acid, in this case H2SO4, and 1 gram equivalent strong base, that is KOH. Please write down these things, okay? Are neutralized. So here, what is getting neutralized? 1 into 10 power in our question. Here, our question 1 into 10 power minus 2. Gram equivalence of H2SO4 is getting neutralized with 5 into 10 power minus 2 gram equivalence of KOH. So what is the heat evolved? 57.3 kilojoules. So you would just multiply what? 57.3 kilojoules into 1 into 10 power minus 2. So we would just simply multiply 57.3 kilojoules into 1 into 10 power minus 2. So what is kilojoules? 57.3 into 10 cube into 1 into 10 power minus 2. So this is 573 joules. This is our answer. Option D is our answer. The important thing is 57.3 kilojoules. We should know this particular thing. The rest all are easy. It's given in the question itself. Option D is the answer. Very good. I think 7 members has given me the answer. Option D. Please note down this thing. Not a big question. So for those who came just now, for them I'm just telling you. See, H2SO4 it is given as 0.2 N, and KOH is what 1 N. So the number of gram equivalent of H2SO4, which is strong acid, is nothing but 0.2, that is already given in the question, into 50 centimeter cube. So 50 by 1000. So I'm getting this answer. So similarly, I'll do it for what? KOH also. 1 into 50 by 1000. So I'll get this particular thing. 5 by 100, that is 5 into 10 power minus 2. Okay. In order, so our H2SO4 is a strong acid, KOH is a strong base. So in order to neutralize this thing, the amount of heat liberated is what? 57.3 kilojoules. Okay. So what I am doing is just multiplying this 57.3 kilojoules with 1 into 10 power minus 2. That's it. So 57.3 into 10 cube into 1 into 10 power minus 2. This is such easy thing. So that is what I have written in the next page. So guys, this is 1 into 10 power minus 2, okay? I'll just write it clearly. 1 into 10 power minus 2. 5 into 10 power minus 2. Nothing, I'm just neutralizing it, that's it. One more important thing in this is this particular thing. In order to neutralize this thing. But guys, again, we are not going for a theoretical session. So it's an entrance thing. So for you, it is nothing but 1 into 10 power minus 2 into 57.3. That's it. If you know this concept, best. If anyone want me to turn to the next page, let me know that also. Please write down these things. Next page, okay. Nothing, next page I just multiplied with 57.3 kilojoules into what? 1 into 10 power minus 2, that's it. So kilojoules is 10 cube. To convert to joules, that's it. 10 cube in 10 power minus 2 is 10, 573 joules respectively. It is not that difficult question. Finished. Previous page, okay, fine. Yeah. Please write down these things if you don't know or if you're seeing for first time. So guys, just only remember one thing while writing your entrance examination, whether for JE or KSET or for NEET, okay? Always start from the last half. If there are 60 questions, start from question number 30. If there are 45 questions, start from question number 20 respectively. Okay. The last 10 questions will be the most easiest one. You take any paper, the last 10 questions will be very easy. So is there anyone still to write this thing? Let me know. Done. Okay. So Abdul Rahman, I'm just waiting for you to complete. Okay. So once you're done, let me know. But guys, kindly write it down as I told you yesterday and daily. Okay, this is not your board exam, this is for your life. How much ever good rank you are getting, the better the colleges will get, and very less fees also. Somehow you have to get the job done. Yeah. I think the third one is a very easy question. Just now I think you guys studied in physics also. An artificial radioactive isotope gave N714 after two successive beta particle emission, number of neutrons in the parent nucleus must be how much? So message me the answer in WhatsApp. Correct. I think two of my students have given me the answer. So please message me how you get it. It's a very easy question. So guys, this is after two successive beta particles. Okay, two successive emission is there. Who does not know this thing, please message me. I'll write it. Who does not know this thing, please message me that also. No need to worry. Sure, I'll explain. See, first thing, we should know what is the atomic number, which is mass number. Okay. This will be always your atomic number, the lower one, mass number of the higher value. I'm just explaining from scratch so that you will come to know this thing. Okay. Fine. So it's a beta emission. So what will happen after beta emission? I think I'm getting some answer. 1 second. Some of my students still sending me the answer. So guys, things to note, very important. This is for the people who does not know this. Okay. Fine. So please note down this thing. The atomic number. I'm writing down words so that you'll understand. The atomic number increases by 1 after the emission of one beta particle. Hence, the parent nucleus here. So in the parent nucleus, we are getting two successive beta emission, as in the question. Correct? So which means what? If you're taking this as X, I'll write down here down, X, and we don't know the atomic number here, 14, two successive beta thing. So what is it? Plus 2. And what is our RHS? N. 14.7. So it's up to you where you write. Okay, that's it. So what is this thing in the downside? X plus 2 is equal to what? 7. X is equal to 7 minus 2, which is equal to 5. So now what is the number of neutrons? X is what now? X is 5 here and 14. That's it. So number of neutrons is 14 minus 5. Everyone? This is our successive beta collision. So plus 2, as I told you, the atomic number increases by 1 after the emission of 1 beta particle. So how many beta particles there? 2 beta particles. So plus 2. Correct? You can write this anywhere. If you want, you can write here or here. It doesn't matter. Then from this, x plus 2 is equal to 7. So find x value. So number of neutrons is what? This 14 minus 5. The mass number minus the atomic number. Correct, 9. Done. Is there anyone left to write till now? This thing? Please understand this thing, which is atomic number, which is mass number. Then write down this thing, the atomic number increases by 1 after the emission of 1 beta particle. Here they given 2 successive beta emission. That's why I added plus 2 here. Atomic number increased by 2. So x plus 2 is equal to what? 7. Common sense. Or else you can do one more thing. You can subtract 2 from this before beta emission, this particular thing. So 7 minus 2, 5. Directly you can write this thing. But since 3 to 4 students have told me that they don't know the concept well, that's the reason I wrote down all this stuff. Or else without doing this step, I would have directly written down this thing. It must be 5 for 2 beta thing. Correct? So if there is anyone left to write it down, let me know. Fourth one, stainless steel does not rust because chromium and nickel combine with iron. Chromium forms an oxide layer and protects iron from rusting. Nickel present in it does not rust. Iron forms a hard chemical compound which chromium is present in. Which are the options for this? At least I'm looking for 10 answers in this. So guys, whatever may be your answer, tell me. Fourth one. So I think everyone is giving the correct answer in this. Oh, So guys, first thing, chromium is having very high, or chromium is very electropositive in nature, is highly electropositive in nature. Okay. Obviously, it is more electropositive metal than iron. So what happens? The chromium forms a oxide layer, and thus it protects steel from protection. If you don't know, I'll just write it for you. Chromium is more electropositive than iron. Okay. And chromium forms a oxide layer. And thus protects steel from corrosion. Now I want, for the guys who have sent me the different options, I just wanted to tell you, I think Monisha Ganesh, I think you can just see which are the options now. See guys, obviously it's not option A. Nickel president does not trust, that is also not a thing. We don't know that particular. So what is a clearly thing? Option B is the answer. Fourth one. Fourth one, option B is the answer. So those who did not get, please copy down this thing. The main thing, it is highly electropositive in nature. So if you finish this, I'll go to the next important question. Another question which is seen in almost all the papers. Question number 10. A radioactive isotope decays at such a rate that after 192 minutes, only 1/16 of the original amount remains. Question number 10. Everyone do this thing and send me the answer in WhatsApp. So I'll be waiting for all your answers for question number 10. This is one kind of question you can expect in all the papers. So this is your 12th standard thing. So please send me the answer. Please send me the answer in WhatsApp once you're finished. Please send me the answer in WhatsApp once you're finished. Because guys, once you are sending me, then only I can see what method you are doing. So I'm just verifying one of my students' thing. How many of you did not get this thing? Please message me that also. Okay, fine. Those who did not get it, please message me that. Fine. Just yeah, I think I'm getting a lot of answers. Those who don't know this thing, I'm able to get log 16. There's nothing called log in this thing, the first thing. Okay, these are all simple questions. We don't use log at all in this. So those who are sending me for the log answers, there is no log used in this. Those who are not getting, please message me. Not getting, please message me. Then only I'll be doing this thing, okay? Okay, fine. So guys, if you're doing for an entrance point of view, okay, if I'm in your case, this question I'll be doing it as what? N by n naught is equal to given time is 1 by 16 is equal to t half or whatever it is. Correct? What is this t? 1 by 16? 1 by 2 power 4. And how many minutes that given? 192. So 192 by this value n, 48. This is how I will basically do this question. One more method, I think that is also what I thought. Okay. One more method for the same is what? Just draw here one line. Okay. So initially, if it is 1, then after the half decay, it'll become what? 1, 1 by 2, then 1 by 4, then what? 1 by 16. So again, how many times it's coming? 4 times it's coming, this total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times. So just divide 192 by 4. 48 minutes. So we are not going to do the long methods. Okay. Just like, let me see some of my students. 1 second. Yeah, we don't need to do the formulas and everything. Just do this thing 1 by 6, 1 by 2 power 4. This 2 power 4 is what? 192 by 4. That's it. Any method you can do it. Sorry, I missed 1 by 8. Sorry guys, I missed the 1 by 8 thing. 1, 2. This is all in the ratio of 2 power n. Okay. All in the ratio of 2 power n, that is 4 times. I missed 1 by 8. Thank you. But the method which I will be preferring is not this one. This is a basic method. This is a method which will help you. So this was a method in my mind. I think 2 of my students has done the other method. Very good. I'm happy that you're able to do it fast. But again, you should not make mistakes in this. See, again here 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4. I missed this 1 by 8 thing. So things can go wrong. Okay. But in the method which I solved here, there is no chance for you to get wrong. Because 16 is 2 power 4, 192 by 4, that is 48 minutes. That's it. Please copy down this thing. Question number 10. 48 minutes. So if you're doing the second method, this particular one which I did, okay, we may get some silly calculation errors, but that is not acceptable in our entrance. Entrance answers are important, whatever may be the steps. If you're able to get the correct answer, that is very important. Is there anyone seeing this for the first time? N by n naught is equal to 1 by 16 or something? Is there any student who is seeing this formula for the first time? Is there anyone seeing this formula for the first time? No. So I hope everyone has written down this thing. If you haven't written down, let me know that also. Seventh one. Nuclear theory of atom was put forward by whom? Rutherford, Aston, Niels Bohr, J. Thomson. Question number 7. Rutherford. That's it. There is no doubt in that. Eighth one. In acetyl molecule, 2 carbon atoms are linked by 1 sigma bond and 2 pi bonds, 2 sigma bond and 1 pi bond. 3 sigma bonds, 3 pi bonds. So obviously there won't be any. I think I'm already getting the answers. Let me see. Question number 8. How many of you don't know what is acetylene? Please let me know the same. How many of you don't know what is acetylene? Is there anyone who don't know what is it? C2H2 or C triple bond C, then H and H. So what is our question? Two carbon atoms are linked by what? There are two carbon atoms are linked by what? This particular thing. One single bond and two double bond. Single bonds are called what? Sigma bond respectively. Sigma bond. Double bond are called what? Pi bond. Coming to this, see the answer. It is option question number 8. Option A. One sigma bond and two pi bond. I'm getting a lot of answers. Let me see now. So see double bond. How many double bonds are there? If you don't know double bond, this is a double bond. Let me just see. But I'll draw it here. C triple bond C. Okay. Wait, I'll just erase this thing. See this violet color. This one is our single bond. The red color. This is our double bond or pi bond. The red color represents the pi bonds. So there are two pi bonds and one single bond or one sigma bond. So option is the answer. In question number 8, option A. It is between C and C. Okay, it is not between the other things. It is between C and C. The question we have to read very carefully. Guys, make mistakes here, no problem. I'm very happy if you're making mistakes here. This is not your CET exam or the comment K. But in the entrance exam, you should get everything correct. And coming to the Friday's exam, DEF tomorrow. Okay. For max. So today is Wednesday. So Thursday, Friday. So mostly it'll be 60 questions that I'll be giving. So again, that is for you to make mistake and for time management skills. So for each question, how much you have to spend time. So day after tomorrow, please be sharp by 11 o'clock. I'll start the exam that time itself. So any doubt on the exams, you can ask me last. Okay. Now I'm in the mood to solve this question. 14th one, I just saw this thing. So that's the reason. The chemical equilibrium of a reversible reaction is not influenced by which one? Pressure, catalyst, concentrated reactants, temperature. 14th one. The chemical equilibrium is not influenced by which one? So it is clearly option B, the catalyst. Simple things. Yes. In the manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process, N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. Which of the following condition is unfavorable? Increasing the temperature, increasing the pressure, reducing the temperature, removing ammonia acid is formed. So obviously it is not option D, correct? And we apply Le-Chatelet's principle. So which means Le-Chatelet principle means what? Favorable condition of Le-Chatelet is what? Lowering the temperature. Lowering the temperature is correct. So reducing temperature is correct for us. Increasing the pressure is also correct. Increasing the temperature is wrong according to Le-Chatelet principle. So this is the correct answer. Option A. How many of you don't know 13th one option A? Please message me now in the chat. Is there anyone who does not know question number 13? How did I get increase in the temperature? Is there anyone who did not get this thing? Question number 13. Okay, I think one of the students did not get it. Yeah. See, we are just using Le-Chatelet's principle. Very easy thing in this, you just remember only these things. Okay, the favorable conditions are, this is for the favorable condition, okay? Favorable conditions. First one, low temperature. Because the reaction is exothermic. It gives away heat. Second thing, high pressure. Volume decreasing. Third thing, constant removal of ammonia is required. So we remove the ammonia which is formed. Please write down these things. So this is for my students who told me that they didn't get it. Yeah. Please write down this thing and take a break for 5 to 10 minutes. So I think, yeah, we can do this thing. Question number 11. Okay. The pressure and temperature of 4 decimeter cube of a carbon dioxide gas are doubled. Then the volume of carbon dioxide gas would be how much? The formula used. P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. So we just want to know the ratios here as in the question. T2 by P1, 2, T2 by T1, again 2. So V1 is given as what? 4 decimeter cube. We have to find just the V2. Substituting all these things and we'll get the value. That's it. So just rearranging these equations. V1 by V2 is equal to P2 by P1 into T1 by T2. V1 is given as 4. 4 by V2 is equal to 2 into 1 by 2, that is 1. So V2 is nothing but our 4 decimeter cube. 11th one. Answer is 4 decimeter cube is the answer. So 11th one, option C. So if you finish writing this thing down, let me know the same. Okay. If you finish this question, let me know the same. Finished. Is there anyone left to write this question? Finished. Okay, perfect. Question number 12. Everyone try and let me know. 4 grams of copper was dissolved in concentrated nitric acid. The copper nitrate solution on a strong heating gave 5 grams of its oxide. The equivalent weight of copper is how much? So guys, seeing this itself will get the answer. Okay. How many of you don't know this thing? Let me know that also. So already I think 3 to 4 students have sent me the correct answer. So whoever has sent me the answer, it's all correct. Yes. Is there anyone whomever is sending me the answer? Everyone is correct. Whomever has sent me know also. Is there anyone who does not know this thing? Yeah. Please message me. Okay. Yeah, that's it. If you don't know, please message me that you don't know. Yeah. Fine, fine. Whomever has sent me the answer, all are correct. Okay. Question number 10. So I think it's question number 12, I think so. Yeah. So guys, weight of the copper oxide. 5 grams. And what is the weight of the copper? Is equal to 4 grams. Is writing here. So what is the weight of the oxygen? Weight of the oxygen. Common sense in copper oxide. Okay. Weight of oxygen in copper oxide. Common sense, 5 minus 4, 1 gram. This is the first thing. Next thing is weight of copper. Weight of copper reacted with 1 gram of oxygen. It is 4 grams. Now, similarly, weight of the copper reacted with 8 grams of oxygen. So what do you do? 4 into 8 by 1. So this is 4 by 1, this is 4 into 8 by 1. So answer is 32 grams. So guys, this is 8 grams here. This is 1 gram, this is 8 grams, that's it. So answer is 32 grams. So now let me just verify your answer was in mean WhatsApp. Now only we type to verify it. So please copy down this thing. So does it finish completing this thing? Let me know. So guys, just don't leave it just like that. If you don't know, write it down. Okay. Because I have to do a lot more questions. Done. Okay. If anyone hasn't completed, please message me there also. Please feel free to do that. Okay, or else I won't understand, because we are not in a classroom so that I can verify that, okay, how many of you done it or not. But as I again told you, after this 1 month, whenever the exam is conducted, it is going to determine the career for you. So please keep that in mind and then you work. Twenty-third one. 56 gram of nitrogen, 8 gram of hydrogen gas are heated in a closed vessel. At equilibrium, 34 grams of ammonia are present. The equilibrium present in number of moles of nitrogen, hydrogen, ammonia respectively how much? So guys, N2 plus 3H2, 2NH3. Everything they given, 56 grams of nitrogen. So 56 by 2, 28. Hydrogen, 8 grams. Correct? 8 by 2, 4. Ammonia. Everything they are given it properly in this question. Very easy for us to find the answer fast. Try this question. 23rd one. Everyone try this question. I'll give you 5 minutes of time if you want 5 minutes. But actually 2 or 3 minutes will be more than enough to get this answer. 23rd question. Please try it and let me know. So I think one of you should send me in WhatsApp. Let me check it out. So I haven't received till now. Maybe in some time I'll get it. Is there anyone who does not know how to do this? Message me there also. Who's not getting this thing? Yes. So whomever send me the answer in the Zoom chat, all are correct. Please send me the answer in WhatsApp so that I can know what method you're doing or I can correct you out if there is an easier method. So that is the only reason which I'm telling you to send me in WhatsApp. Yes, Amol. Now I got it. So I'm just waiting for the answers so that I can help you out in this. Okay. How many of you did not get it? Message me that also. Please do that. So nice that everyone has used different techniques to do this question. So whoever has sent me the answer in WhatsApp, all are correct. But I only got 5 to 6 answers till now. What about the rest of the guys? Please try it. This is not a difficult question. See, if these kind of questions are making you difficult, please don't worry. Okay, these are all easy questions. Everything is given in this 56 grams of nitrogen. Okay, nitrogen 14. Correct? 14 to say 28. 56 by this, we'll get 2 grams of nitrogen. Hydrogen, H2 is here. Correct? So 1 into 2. 8 by 2, 4 we'll get. This is 2. This is 2 moles of nitrogen. Then this is 2 moles of hydrogen. Heat it close to equilibrium, it's 0 anyway. So that will leave it. 34 grams. Then the equilibrium number of moles of nitrogen, hydrogen, ammonia, respectively, how much? We all know that what N2 plus 3H will give 2NH3. So guys, the easy question. I want each and every one to who did not get it, let me know now. Who did not get this question? Still till now, who did not get this thing? Or you're feeling confused? Okay, fine. I'm going to do this thing. Okay, yeah. Because entrance thing we cannot. And those are replying, sending message now. I'll be a little late once I do this question. Okay, then I will help you out. See, this is our question. Question number 23. N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. Here, clearly, what is nitrogen thing? 14. So 56 by N2 is, nitrogen is 14. So N2 is what? 28. So 56 by 28. Hydrogen, H is 1. H2 is 2 into 1, that is 2. Correct? So what is our hydrogen? Is given 8 grams is given here, 8 by 2. This you leave it. The NH3 we are least bothered. So what is 56 by 28? This is 0 anyway. 2 times are 8 by 2, 4. So we'll get 2 moles and 4 moles respectively. And this is obviously 0 moles. Correct. Now, see the question here. Here it is 3, here it is 1. So what is the answer? 2 minus 1. Correct. And here it is 4 minus 3. That is 0 minus 2 or 2 minus 0. So this is not 2. So the answer is 2 minus 1 is 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. This is 2. So I think I already did a similar question like this before. So one student has really done well in this. Okay. They don't level. Let me just take the word. The 2 students. Is there anyone having doubt in this? Any doubt in this question? Because these kind of questions are repeated. So I'll just take some random names. Okay. Surya, then Arjun, Saumya, Akhil, Anandu, Alan, Aditya. Yeah. Okay, fine. I shouldn't got clarified. Yes. Fine. So if you finish this thing, writing down, let me know the same. If you finish writing down, let me know the same. Done. Okay, fine. So guys, this is one of the questions which I've done previously in one of the question paper. Okay, simple thing. So which means everything is almost same only. All the patterns you have to know. That's it. #24. A process is taking place at a constant temperature and pressure. Then delta H is equal to delta E, delta H is equal to T delta S, delta H is equal to 0, delta S is equal to 0. 24th one. There are multiple options in this. Okay. And if you don't know what is delta S, it's entropy. There are multiple answers in this question. Constant temperature and pressure. So guys, 24th question. Very important question. Okay. So we know that for the isothermal process, thermal means temperature. Delta is equal to 0. Correct. But in our question, this process taking place where? This process is taking place with constant temperature and pressure. And we all know the equation delta H is equal to delta E plus delta P into V. So clearly we know that it's constant thing. So it's 0 here. So delta H is equal to delta. So option A is the answer for this question. See, but here we got as I told you, we got multiple answer here. Okay, delta H and delta E. So we can clearly say that, see, this is one of the questions in which multiple answer there in the option. Delta H is equal to what? E rho delta V. So delta E is equal to 0. Delta is equal to 0 because for an isothermal process, delta is equal to 0. So delta H is equal to 0 plus 0 into V. Because delta P is also 0. It's a constant thing. Differential constant is 0. Change is 0. That's it. So we can say delta H is equal to delta E, or we can say that delta H is also equal to 0. So we can have either option A or option C. But if you're writing an entrance examination, obviously you'll go with option A. Okay. And if you get questions like this, and almost in every year we'll get some questions like this where we have multiple answer. So no need to worry that the examination center will take it and you'll get the grace mark upon attending the answer. So that you don't need to worry at all. So here we got two options A and C. Two options A and C. Please copy it down. Yes, A and C, correct. A and C are correct. C is also possible. So, but again, the learning from this is what this particular thing. Isothermal process delta is equal to 0. And this formula we have to know. That's it. Question number 24. So I hope you finished writing down. Because I want to do much more questions on this, which are important. The silver salt of fatty acid on refluxing with an alkyl halide gives which one? Acid, ester, ether, or amine? Clearly, the answer is ester. 32nd one. Just write down the equation RCOO, Ag is silver, R dash. On heating will give us RCOO, R dash. This is an ester plus our silver chloride. Please write down this thing. Question number 32. Option B. So I hope you finished. 33rd one. Pick out the one which does not belong to the family. Pepsin, cellulose, ptyalin, lipase. Third is the direct question actually given. So what is the cellulose actually? Cellulose is a carbohydrate. Correct. Rest all three pepsin, lipase, and the other three are what? Enzymes. Cellulose is a carbohydrate. Other three are enzymes. Lipase, pepsin, and phenylalanine, whatever it is. Other three are enzymes. E. So obviously, B does not belong to the group. So 33rd option B. 34th one. Which one of the following is wrongly matched? A, B, C, or D? 34th one. Just now I've studied that thing, the chemical kinetics chapter in class 12th. First order, second order, and all of those things. See the last option, H2 and Br2 to give HBr. Correct. So what kind of order is that? Clearly zero order reaction. Question is wrongly matched. So option D is the answer. 34th one, option D. 35th, again direct question. Diameter of a colloidal particle ranges from which of the following options? So guys, the direct question just now studied in class 12th. Option A is the correct answer. 10 power minus 6 to 10 power minus 9. So guys, the thing which you are getting from these things is that you have to read the textbook very thoroughly. And whichever we feel that is not important, that is going to come for the entrance examination. Okay, that's the thing. So any doubt till now to anyone? I just want to go to the one of the last question. Electrochemistry. This I just saw it. 57th one. Aluminum displaces hydrogen from dilute HCl, whereas silver does not. EMF of a cell prepared by combining Al3 plus and Ag plus is 2.46 volts. The reduction potential of silver electrode is 0.8 volts. The reduction potential of aluminum electrode is how much? Guys, the most easiest answer of all, okay? Different answers I'm getting. So I think better I'll do it then. formula used. E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So clearly the E naught cell is given as 2.46 for us. E naught cathode is 0.8. Anode is our aluminum thing. Al bar Al3 plus. So this implies E naught Al bar Al3 plus is equal to 0.8 minus 0.80 minus 2.46. So this is equal to minus 1.66. 57, option D is the answer. So guys, those who don't know what is anode and cathode thing, I'm just giving you a simple example. Okay. At anode, oxidation happens. There is loss of electrons. Cathode, reduction happens. There is gain of electrons. Or let us take the most simplest example, zinc and copper. Zn gives Zn plus, Zn2 plus plus 2E minus. Correct. And this is taken by our copper. This is at anode. The first one is at anode. Zinc is at anode and this is at cathode. And this electron is being taken by copper, 2 electron. To give us 2 Cu or C or whatever we want. So to be very thorough on what is anode, what is cathode, what is anion, what is cation. So here anode is positive, whereas anion is negative. Cathode is negative electrode, whereas cation is positive. And guys, these question papers are very old, so that's a kind of difficulty level it will increase. So those who have any doubt, they can stay back, so others can leave the session. Okay. So thank you guys. So we'll see you tomorrow. But those who have doubt in any of the question, please stay back and clear all your doubts. And I think Akash was asking me something regarding the exam. See, Akash, it will depend upon how much time I will get to prepare the questions. It can be either 30 questions, 45 questions, or 30 questions. Okay. So those who have got any doubt, please ask me. Others can leave the session. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Any doubt, please let me know the same. Welcome, Soumya. Bye-bye. So I think there are no doubts to everyone. So I'm just stopping the session.